Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuits, and we've been working on swamp stuff all week for the most part. And I thought I'd do a couple of things to help you traverse around your swamp now. We had the boat, and that's one thing, but let's do some other little stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a couple little rocks on a platform, and you could easily do something like this and make it nice looking to give your players some jumping and athletics checks. So for my rocks, I'm just going to kind of cut rough shapes. And you want maybe 1 or 2 miniatures to be able to fit on these at the most. You don't want these to be enormous platforms. Oh, come on, you bastard. And so these are just going to be little elevated pieces of land to create some jumping stuff on. And what I want to do is I want to just pull these out to the edges of my base. And you don't want these to look identical. We'll, of course, do a little bit more of this stuff. We'll paint it and stuff. So this will be the first thing, is a jumping obstacle kind of deal to get between the land masses in your swamp. This is a real easy one. This is just a piece of game board. And let's see how long that jump is. If I can find my tape. It's about 1.5 inches, so it's about a 7.5 foot jump. It's a pretty good sized jump there. Let's set this off to the side for now. So the next thing you could do is some, I guess, lily pads. You can do some lily pads. We'll get some scissors. Now, realistically, no lily pads are going to support the weight of a person. But if any of you have ever played Minecraft or many other games, you'll know that there's a trope in gaming that you can stand on lily pads. You really can't. I'm just going to tell you that now. I've never dealt with a bunch of lily pads in real life, but I will say you cannot do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a couple little... First, I'm going to make a little circle, roughly the shape how I want my lily pad to be. Then once you get that last little bit there, just come in here and snip that like that, because lily pads are always kind of round with a little cut in them, and I think that my cut could have been a little sharper. Okay. And that's roughly big enough for a miniature to stand on. And I'm going to put a couple of lily pads on here. You could do as many as you think is necessary. And you can make multiples of all these things that I'm making, by the way. And I'm trying to make mine all facing inward. Okay. Now, so these are a little interesting and not just a boring thing like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Minor Burning Hand spell and warm those up a little bit. I'm going to get the back of a brush and kind of rough those up a little bit. Then we're going to drag a line into these like that. So you can have lily pads for people to jump on. And the last thing I'll do is, how about like a log bridge? Log bridge. So let's cut. Something like that. And we'll round the edges off a little bit. Nice. We'll just use this little piece that we have here. And the reason I've done this as a separate piece with a base is because all of your different little platforms have different elevations. So if you put two of them next to each other and you have your bridge going across it, I think it'll be better. Now this is a good opportunity for a balance check, no doubt. Then you need something to be your half log, and you can use real sticks or anything you have, really. If you wanted to make a little, I can't think English today. If you wanted to make a stump coming up and it was a tree broken over. But what I want to do is I want to create a kind of half log look. So what I'm going to do here, how long is that? About... And all I'm doing is double stacking some logs, making them just wide enough for a miniature to not fall off of too easily. And I'm going to look at my length here. I'm going to cut this like that. Whoops, the glue wasn't quite dry. Just like that. Then I'm going to shave this into a rough kind of loggedy shape. Okay. Now, I'm going to get my minor burning hand spell and do a little doctor work on that. Okay, something like that. I'm going to get my pen wherever that is. I'm going to create some wood grain. I'm going to get in here with my glue gun and use the heat and just a thin layer of glue and create some bark texture. And you really want to focus on the outside because the underneath you're not going to see. Okay, I'm going to flip this around to do this side. Then I don't think you really need to worry about the underneath too much. I guess you could hit it. Let's make sure our mini's going to stand on that fine. Yeah, mini should stand on that fine. All right, so you have your three basic parts here, right? And you can do with any of those. You know, you can make as many of those as you want. Let's get some Mod Podge. And we'll paint all these with Mod Podge to make them easier to handle and deal with. We'll get some Mod Podge. And then they're all going to get a base coat of dark blue. To make life easy, get something to mount them to so you don't get your hands all nasty. Oops. Okay. I'm going to mix this up. And a little bit of clear glue would probably have been a good addition to that, but I didn't do that. And I know you're thinking to yourself, dude, blue on the logs, it's okay, man. It's okay. Just want to get in here, give everything a good coating, so that when we hit it with the clear coat, it won't melt the foam. Now, One thing I definitely messed up on was on the end pieces of my log right here. There is no texture at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this on this, and I'm going to get a toothpick. And I'm just going to make some kind of like half-ass rainbow on there. Because, you know, half-ass is like whole-ass. My half-ass is like whole-ass for some people, and my whole-ass is like half-ass for others. So there's a lot of ass conversion that goes on in these videos that you don't even think about. Like, how much doom ass do I have to convert to my ass? Okay, something like that. And it already kind of looks like a log. Now you can put as much effort into these as you want, and like I said, you can make a lot of different ones of these if you wanted to. But these are just 3 things you can use to help traverse your swamp and add physical checks to your travel too. People could swim, but I would recommend that you try to avoid that with all the horrible creatures we've been putting in the swamp. You probably don't want to be swimming in this crap. Not to mention the fact that the save from the being consumed by the misery, well, if you're submerged in the water, at least up to your ankles, the DC gets higher. Up to your waist, the DC gets higher. But when we talk about how to run the mire of misery, we'll get into that stuff more. Okay. And last but not least, this is my least favorite one too. Because I think lily pads are a dumb addition. But Mrs. Doom and I were talking about it upstairs. And especially with younger crowds or people that are really big into high fantasy, you might really enjoy the lily pad. So let's just have it. Just for those who really want it. And you know what? Since I made some, I might even use some. Did I foresee me putting a nymph or something on it instead of it just being a way to jump around? But hey, that's me. All right. So it's been about 20 minutes. We're gonna have to let that dry. So I'm gonna get off here and let that dry, and then I'll come back and we'll paint these up and see what amazing terrain we can make for pieces for movement in the swamp. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all the happy crappy that helps promote the channel's algorithm requirements. And on that same note, go to the website if you can, buy some minis, and no judgment if you can't. Seriously, we've all been there. Come to the Discord and hang out. That's free. And I would like everyone to do that. That's amazing. Come to the Discord. Seriously, meet the people there. Meet the goofballs that I've befriended on Discord. Be one of the goofballs. Be one of the derpy dragons. So, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.